mind jumping.
What's going on, folks? TJ Lauerman, a.k.a. That Sports Gamer here. That giggling like a girl you hear in the back is Snaggle J.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going, Chris?
I threw a wild pitch right as you hit the button. Like not even like couldn't have timed it any better.
You got to be careful, man. Those wild pitches can come up to bite you at any time.
Yeah, they do. They're right there. They're always a threat.
Was it your pitcher's fault or was it your catcher's fault?
Column A, little from column A, little from column B.
Wild pitch or pass ball? It's a real question right there.
Oh, it was a wild pitch for sure.
Other Chris, a.k.a. Mills Gaming TV, will be joining us in just a few minutes. Hopefully. He's got some two-factor authentication issues going on. So, actually, he might also be getting a tramp stamp. I'm not sure. He might be out somewhere. I don't know what's going on. But hey, we're here talking about MLB of the Show 17. The number one game in your rotation, Chris?
It is at the moment, yes.
I feel like it's battling with PUBG right now for me. But
it's back. I have been to be fair, I haven't played a whole lot of video games the last 10 to 14
you've been a busy
days.
Guy. Out and about.
Well, I was camping last weekend and then I did a lot of umpiring this week, but the last few nights I've been grinding at the ranked seasons and getting things ready for season 2 of my franchise. So, it's but like I said, MLB The Show, I'm enjoying it at the moment. I mean, I enjoyed all year, but
what's your current
quest?
So far?
The quest, pennant race.
Pennant race. Come on, buddy. Step your game up.
I've played 6 games.
Right. You also came from a 0. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I'm working on it here.
Yeah, I moved up. I've got to a wild card 645 right now. I was up a little higher and lost the game. It hurt.
I'm in the low 500s. I think I started the night 519.
Which means you're close to the Hebrew Hammer, Sean Green, which is good for you because you love Canada and you are Canadian.
I do. Sean Green. That's the first step on the path to Gagne.
Not to be confused with the quest for Kiner, which is what I'm on. But if I can get the Championship Series, I'll be super happy because I would love a dope closer for reasons we will talk about later on in the show. But tonight we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. A whole big content drop happened a couple days ago on Friday, which I guess we should just hop into. You want to start talking about that?
I'm down.
Do you want to banter in the bullpen for a couple more minutes before see if we can get Mills on before we hop into all this stuff?
You know what? It's your show. I will defer to you.
Speaking of bantering in the bullpen, you know what we need is a fan that is really good at graphics or even just semi-good at graphics. Because I saw today someone retweeted a picture of the Bullet Club T-shirt, and I was like, "How dope would that be if it said Bullpen Club?" And you know where it's got like the skull, had like 4 skeletons sitting on a bench in the bullpen. I think that'd be
wow.
How sick would that be?
I would buy that.
So,
not gonna lie, I would buy that shirt.
So if someone out there can make that, that's pretty good. Just black and white, straight up like a Bullet Club shirt. That'd be great. We'd sell it. If we made money, we'd probably give you some profits. Maybe. We'll see.
That would be...
Your boy needs to buy a laptop, so I don't know about if you get any of those profits, but I'll kick you a couple bucks if you can make a dope Bullpen Club T-shirt.
Yeah. I feel like Buddy Bell could probably make that shirt because he can literally do everything.
We're going to...
We'll talk about that later.
Why don't we talk about that now while we're away from Millennium? So, your squad, how's your squad looking?
About the same as it was forever ago. Average at best.
Mm-hmm. At my infield, still kind of the same. Tony Perez, Buddy Bell, creative player, currently Zach Dietrich, a.k.a. Balls on Base. Zimmerman and Freddie Freeman have been switching off to first base. Catcher, depends on the ID boost and everything. Outfield completely revamped now. Got J.D. Martinez in right. I got George Springer in left. George Springer also some investment opportunity. I picked up a couple of him in case he can go diamond. Traded out Gwynn, picked up Jacoby Ellsbury, the 96. He's pretty good. I'm only hitting like 231 with him, so I'm a little worried. I'm thinking it's my head. I'm playing too much trying to go to long ball with him. Just need to hit gappers with him and let him fly with that 92 speed.
Right.
But I feel like I said this for a while. I feel like Buddy Bell is not long for this lineup. While extremely good defensively, I feel like I just haven't been hitting well with him. He's got the good contact, but I feel like his power numbers are a little deficient for this lineup. He's hitting like 7th or 8th for me right now.
Dang.
But you're still loving him.
I still got him in the 4-hole. Yeah, I'm still raking with Buddy Bell. I got 260 or so at bats with him. Still hitting just a hair under 400, like in the 390 range. 13 home runs. So I mean, he's hitting for good power, hitting lots of gappers, and again the plus defense. I play him at shortstop, obviously, so the defense is a little different there than it would be at third base because I usually rotate a combination of Beltre and Moustakas at third base right now. Mostly just because Moustakas has been taking advantage of some pretty sweet IE boost as of late.
Yeah, I put him in a couple times with that IE boost.
I just feel like, again, I personally consider Buddy Bell pretty much primarily as a shortstop now.
Mm-hmm. That's all I've really played him as recently.
And I feel like, that Buddy Bell, I mean, honestly, find me a better shortstop. Like, go ahead. Like, again, it's like Baffle said, some people love him, some people hate him. For me, I absolutely rake with him. He plays great defense. I don't have another card currently available to me that I feel I would do better with than Buddy Bell at shortstop.
Yeah, I'm feeling like maybe Carlos Correa. I don't know what his IE boosts are looking like. Maybe he would be a play, but again, lower fielding. So maybe the real only replacement would probably be 94 Ripken. There's 99. But I don't know if he plays third or short. He might have both.
Yeah.
Seager's there, 82 fielding. I feel like we're all kind of down on Seager after what happened with him last year. With his arm troubles, trying to throw to first. Yeah. I'm sure he rakes, but Zach Kozar's not bad.
The only guy that I consider that I have currently on a regular basis would be Brandon Crawford, for the sole reason that if I had to pick one thing that I really dislike about my current lineup is that I feel it's very righty heavy.
Mm-hmm. I'm running for that too as well.
Yeah, like I feel like, again, Blackman is the only pure lefty that I have in my lineup. I also have the all-star Melky Cabrera, who's a switch hitter, so I do have two. But again, Brandon Crawford I consider just for the lefty aspect of it. And I mean, obviously, it's superb defense. But at the same time, again, the Buddy Bell for me, I can't take a guy out of my lineup I'm hitting 400 with. That's the thing, right? And it's not like, again, it's 260 at bats. It's not like I'm hitting 400 over 2 games. Mm-hmm. I'm hitting 400 on the season with this guy. You can't take that out of the lineup.
I'm hitting 320 with him. I really guess I can't take that out of the lineup either, but yeah, I don't know.
He's not for everyone. I understand that.
That's one of the things I love about this game is that all the cards can be polarizing figures. Some people can rake with that Tony Gwynn. I can't hit with him. You're crushing with Charlie Blackmon right now. I can't do anything with that card.
Last year, the 99 Ted Williams last year was a perfect example. Some people absolutely hated that card. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with him. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was garbage for them. Other people, I absolutely dominated with that Ted Williams. I mean, it's just, again, these cards, they all have a different feel, and you get into a situation with a guy and you feel like you're doing negatively with them. It's a mental thing too. You're like, oh crap, here comes so and so. You think about your pinch hitting options. You think about how you're not hitting well the last few games with this guy, and then it just snowballs from there.
I know. I believe Mills is using the Anderson Simmons now that he got bumped up to gold. 79 contact versus righties, 95 vision, so you're slapping balls foul all day if you need to. And then phenomenal defense, 92 fielding, 95 arm strength, 88 arm accuracy, 87 reaction. So he's getting everything. 63 speed, not bad. But yeah, as you mentioned, my lineup is looking more righty heavy every single day, especially when Ryan Zimmerman is getting these crazy plus 11 to everything IE boosts.
Yeah.
And I'm playing him over Freddie Freeman. Really makes my lineup lopsided. That's why actually last night I played a game and I put in Saltalamacchia over Salvador Perez or Grandal. I think they all had similar stats. Though I can't really hit with Grandal, so I wasn't using him. But it was between Perez and Saltalamacchia, and I was like, his numbers are a little bit worse, actually, but I'm going to put him in just to get that extra lefty bat. I mean, technically he's a switch hitter, but yeah. Him and Gary Sanchez have been my catch hitters majority now.
That's the one thing that I love about baseball is that, again, it's user preference. Like I love seeing, going into ranked seasons and seeing these lineups that guys put together, and like I can't really say that this season I've been in a situation where, it's been like a mirror match where you're like, oh, this guy's the exact same team as me. And again, I've been away from the game for quite a while, so obviously there's a lot better teams out there than what I have. But it's just I like seeing the diversity. I just played a guy who has, using Sano and all these guys that I don't have, Jose Ramirez, and it's interesting to see, and it makes you think. Monster. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? To be honest, I don't think I've considered Miguel Sano as an option for my team all year, because there's people you just don't think of, right? Like that for me is one of the interesting parts of this game.
What is he third base? Yeah, third base.
Yeah.
Bops. Third base, first base, and the corner outfield eligibility. But yeah, like before we started the show, we were looking through our stats just to look at some players. Who was it? Jason Hayward, who I don't use anymore. I'm hitting like 480 with him, so he's gonna have to make his way back into the lineup.
Crazy.
At some point here soon, I think.
Crazy.
Though the problem is, right field, I got Aaron Judge, I got JD Martinez. I need to do some stuff with this 84 Griffey. Giancarlo Stanton's getting boosts every once in a while. It's tough. It's tough to. I think it's a mental toughness thing to like get an 85 in over guys that have IE boosts that I put them over 90.
Yeah.
Even though I know that it's stupid and that I play better with him, his stats, his attributes aren't complete garbage compared to them. It's just a mental thing sometimes.
Well, and I also feel like when you're on the ranked seasons grind, where, if you string a few losses together, it really hurts your push. So you're constantly tinkering. You're evaluating your lineup on a game-by-game basis and being like, okay, how did I do with this guy? How did I do with this guy? Like, do I need to make a change? Like, I feel like with the ranked seasons element, I find myself questioning my lineup decisions more and more and more every game.
Yeah. Especially when you catch an L. And I'm like,
yeah,
was any of this right? Were any of these players good to be in?
Yeah, and I mean, when you're me and you catch L's on the regular, it's you're in a constant state of evaluation. You're always looking at it like, okay, what can I do here? Well, I could do this. Well, I could do that. Like, it's just, it's just one of those things. Again, that's the mental part of it, right? It's making sure you got the right guys.
All right, let's get into it and talk about some of this hot fire new content that we got in the show. Coming over here to theshownation.com. They got a good blog post. All-Star Epic Ticket Counter Diamonds and roster update with MLB trades. So now if you go into where is it? If you go into collect missions, the Diamond Dynasty, the first thing you're going to see is a whole new list of verse CPU missions. And there's lots to do. There is lots to do. So each division, you have to play teams in order. You have 2 games on Veteran and 3 games on All-Star. And these actually count towards your team epics if you haven't done those yet. So that's going to help you a little bit, I guess. You can start knocking out some of that stuff. So extra tickets that you can start racking up. Does this have all the rewards? So there we go. The rewards for the AL East is an 87 All-Star Wade Boggs. For the AL Central, it's a flashback Billy Butler. AL West is a Hisashi Iwakuma 88. The Billy Butler is an 83. He's the only silver reward of all these. NL East reward is a flashback Brian McCann. He's an 88. NL Central is a flashback Ricky Weeks, who's an 87. And the NL West is a Raleigh Fingers, who's an 89 gold. Any of these you want to particularly talk about?
2 that strike me as interesting. that I feel is desirable given my current situation. The Wade Boggs. I really like the Wade Boggs. Extremely high contact, extremely high vision. Again, if you're in the need of a contact player, I would really like the Boggs. I also like the Raleigh Fingers. Again, when I can get a reliever that is not affected by IE boosts, so I know what I'm going to get every single day. I don't have to worry about them tossing up a -4 one day and trying to find a replacement. I enjoy that as well. Again, a lot of people I've seen people down on the Raleigh Fingers, but I'll take a reliever that is not affected by IE boosts. I'll take that on the regular.
All right. So the Wade Boggs that you mentioned, 98 contact versus righties, 91 contact versus lefties, 64 power versus righties. Essentially, and 98 plate vision. Essentially, he's a third base playing Tony Gwynn minus the speed.
Yeah, basically.
82
Again,
fielding.
Probably not a guy that you're going to have, in your regular lineup.
Mm-hmm. Not bad to come off the bench.
No, I mean, if you're in need of a base hit off the bench, I mean, he's definitely a guy you want to have,
and he's definitely going to work a pitcher deep with 98 plate vision, 94 discipline. Not a bad card. Probably, I might say he's the best of the six here.
Yeah, I feel that's accurate.
Then you said Raleigh Fingers, 81 hits per 9, 82 Ks per 9. 72 walks per 9, 78 clutch, sinker, slider, four-seam split. I like that. All sorts of stuff moving every which way. And as you said, IE boost doesn't hurt him. It doesn't help him also. It doesn't hurt him, but also doesn't help him. No,
that's right. Yeah, it's definitely not helpful, but again, solid pitch mix, not a terrible card. Good control, which you always like to have from a reliever. Sinker slider combination out of the bullpen is nice. I'm not a big fan of 85 mile-an-hour slider, but but again, sinker slider combination with good control. I mean, again, very, very playable card.
And with the split and the slider being at the same speed, if you go in righty and you're throwing it off the corner, like the low and away to him, I mean, it's going to be hard for him to pick up if it's going to drop or if it's going to slide out. So,
right,
could be deceiving there. The one card I was excited for, and then very not super excited for afterwards, was the 88 Brian McCann for doing the NL East. 67 contact versus righty, 72 power versus righty, 62 contact versus lefty, 63 power versus lefty, 68 plate vision. I mean, 90 discipline's good, 80 fielding's good, 84 arm strength's good, but this card doesn't excite me. It's a 2010. Let me pull up Baseball Reference because let me see if I can find him. I want another Brian McCann still.
I mean, that's that's one of those things.
Yeah. So this is a 2010 card, which he only hit 269. This is the All-Star version. He already has a rookie card out in his live series. But what I need is I guess it would either have to be a breakout. I guess it would have to be a breakout because I would want either his 2006 or his 2008 season. He hit 333 in 2006 and 301 in 2008.
Right.
24 home runs, 23 home runs, respectively. So, yeah, I would love a Brian McCann that's got, like, super contact, but none of these really have. His 331 and his 301 were his two best batting average seasons by, like, a large margin. And I'm really surprised that they haven't done one of those cards. I guess it would have to be a breakout now that he's got the rookie and this All-Star now.
Right.
Hopefully we get that. Let me just check. Let me check his splits for those years just to... What did I say? 2008, 2006. 2006, he... where is it? Hit 351 against righties, 266 against lefties. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's what you're kind of going to expect, I guess. So we'd be kind of one-sided there. But then if they did the 2008, it would be perfect because he hit 301 against righties, 299 against lefties. Had a little bit more power from the right side. I mean, right. I would be perfectly happy with that card because he would not only be able to rake against righties, but he'd also be very competent against lefties. So
right.
Hopefully we can get that at some point this year.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I feel like I've been underwhelmed by that McCann card. I kind of expected big things from that McCann card, and then I looked at it and I was like, wow, that's not good.
Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things where we had to play the waiting game because the way it works, I guess Daddy Leagues can't see the card until someone discovers it. It's like, on
Right.
on the screen you get the little discover thing. So they couldn't see it, but we knew there was an 88 McCann.
Yeah.
We didn't know the ratings, and I was like, I'm very excited. I want to go home and do this. And then I saw the ratings, and I was like, it really just took the wind out of my sails, like being excited for that card.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. And again, I mean, obviously you need to complete the McCann to complete the overall missions. So,
And
you got to do it if you want to get that Utley, which is a whole other can of worms.
And I'm looking right now. I would actually not be surprised if we don't get that McCann. I'm looking through right now. The Braves already have 23 flashbacks. The Dodgers have 24. And Yankees have 23. And everybody else is like 13, 15, maybe 17, a lot of 12s, a couple 20s. Like, I don't know if they will keep making more Braves flashbacks, knowing that they've already put out.
So there you go. No Maddox, no Glavine, no Smoltz.
Well, we already knew they weren't coming, but
no Charlie Lee Brandt.
But we got 3 chippers already.
Yep.
A couple spawns, right? Or 1 spawn or 2 spawns?
I believe there's 2 spawns. There's a rookie and another one, isn't there? I want to say there's 2, but I might be wrong on that.
Not. And then we just got a Shelby Miller for no apparent reason. But we got a couple. Now we've got a couple Dale Murphys. We got 3 Dale Murphys. We got 2 McCanns. We got 3 chippers. I mean, I'm worried that we're not going to get a crazy good Brian McCann card.
Well, we'll see if Sony Atlanta puts up enough of a fight.
Yeah, we got to get them get them talking. Balls and bases he was doing with Iwakuma. Let's see if I can spell that right. Did bonus points. Let's go. 77 hits per 9, 68 Ks per 9, 86 walks per 9. So you should, if you're doing meter, you should be good on that. 4-seam sinker, splitter, slider, curve. Big bender on the curve.
Yeah,
not bad.
I'm just not a big Iwakuma fan in general.
Oh, the slow windup. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Is that not mistaken?
Yeah. Again, nice card. I just hate the fact that it's Iwakuma. I'm just not a fan of his delivery. And I mean that's a big thing for me. I just can't stand the delivery. So, again, I'll do it because it's part of the mission, but probably not a card I'm going to use on a regular basis.
Yeah. So
you know whose card I do use on a regular basis?
Tell me who.
I have this really sweet 78 bronze Millennium card that I use all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Dude, I'm hoping to get it personally autographed by him someday.
How's that working out for you?
It's all right.
Make sure he has permission in the chat to talk also.
Hopefully he does.
Stuff.
He's just going to sit there and just be quiet.
Did I make you guys wait long enough for that?
Yeah, we're good. I mean, I didn't even know you were there, so it's all right.
What's going on, guys? Let me know if you can hear a fan in the background. I had to reset up my filters just to make sure.
I can't hear a fan in the background because I have my fan and my air conditioner on. So.
Yep, that's fine. I just want to make sure everyone was like, "What's up?" Proud owner. Not to take whatever it is too far off of track, but I am the proud owner of 199 Yadier Molina as of about an hour ago.
I heard about this.
Yes,
nice.
I finally purchased it. I said, you know what? I like everyone knows my number one thing is always going to be defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always defense first. I currently run a speed team specifically for defense. I purchased him a little while ago for about 85,000, which I thought was pretty good. I've seen it go as low as 81. I've seen it as high as 100 at some points. I possibly could start flipping it because it has been selling around 100 at some points, but to be fair, I really just wanted the card. I had the stubs from the Severino 99s, the 99 Severinos that I had, and it is what it is, guys. YOLO. That's all I got to say is YOLO. You only live once. I don't know if you've ever heard this term before.
I have.
It's capital Y, capital O, capital L, capital O. I'm bringing it back, guys. It's YOLO. You only live once, so we had to get it.
I thought it was YOLO. You only lose once, and then you turn off your stream.
That possibly too. The next step is the Omar Vizquel. I'm getting the Vizquel next.
I can tell you, being a 4-month sub to Mills, he definitely does not turn the stream off after one loss.
Well, it's not good. Snaggle, have you gotten any ridiculously good catchers recently? I suppose maybe in packs?
I mean, within the last hour, I just pulled the Gary Carter, 96 or 97 Gary Carter.
96.
Yeah, 96. I just pulled the 96 Gary Carter. So he's not going for a whole lot. He's going for low 20s. But again, he's new in packs this week, so a lot of people got him. I like him. He absolutely destroys lefties. 99 contact, 99 power versus lefties. So he's going to stick around for a little while.
Millennium, before we move on, do you like any of the division rewards in particular? Of these 6?
Specifically, I think the Raleigh Fingers is really interesting. I think his pitch mix is pretty good. Let me bring that up on my system real quick because I remember looking at it and not. Sorry for the typing. So he has so sinker, slider, 4-seam fastball. Doesn't have a lot of velo, but has decent per nines. I like that he's a closer with a sinker and a splitter, and a slider. I know he doesn't have, like I said, that elite sinker, but dude, it's got 84 break on his sinker and his slider. I just think that could be a good. I don't think he'll close for any team, but I do think that's a good right-handed relief pitcher that can be used in the game.
Excellent. Next up, while you're playing all those solos, you can stack your team up with all stars, so you can do these stat missions. So you can get Omar Vizquel offensive. Are they both? No, Omar Vizquel is. You need. Is it offensive stats with AL players?
Yes.
It's offensive and it's 2 lines. The top line of the stats is batting, and the bottom line is pitching. So you need batting and pitching with the AL for the Vizquel, and you need batting and pitching with the NL for Wainwright, if I'm not mistaken.
All right,
no, so if you knew my pitching's offensive too.
Oh,
it is
gotcha.
Offensive. 450 plate appearances, 60 runs, 100 hits, 15 home runs, 60 RBI, 135 innings, 15 wins, 150 Ks, and 10 saves with American League All-Stars. I assume that's the same for the National League All-Stars, which will get you Adam Wainwright.
Yeah. That's the 96. That's the 96 Wainwright from last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The starting pitcher.
Starting pitcher one. I kind of want the closer one, but hey, apparently they love 2010 for some reason.
Is the 99 closer in the game this year?
No, not yet.
I haven't seen him yet. I'm sure he's around. I'm sure he'll be around.
Hopefully he's coming.
Yeah. I like the Wainwright. I'm down with the Wainwright.
Down with the Wainwright.
Again, he's something a little different. Funky delivery, big curveball. Something a little different for people to look at.
Yep, sinker, curve, cut, circle change, 4-seam. Love the circle change. Millennium, you were saying you wanted to get Omar Vizquel with his 80 contact versus righties and lefties, 97 vision, 97 fielding, 85 arm strength, 95 arm accuracy, and 94 reaction.
And see, that's the thing. He is essentially a better version of Ozzie Smith. Mm-hmm. He has everything that Ozzie has, except he can hit lefties too, whereas Ozzie can't. I think Ozzie has a little better speed, but I think it's negligible. And I think Omar's fielding and arm strength might be a couple points higher. So I'm very happy about that. And again, in this day and age of the fact that we not be able to tell left-hander ready pitchers, this is a good card.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Wainwright's got 98 stamina, and then everything is in the mid to high 70s. Which, I mean, that's okay. I mean, for like a 96, I feel like you kind of should have something that stands out, either the hits per 9, Ks per 9, or walks per 9, but...
I mean, he does have 99 break.
Yeah.
Which, again, in this year's version of the game, I feel like the break rating, having a pitcher that doesn't throw anything straight is a little bit more of an advantage.
OP.
Yeah, I feel like, again, and I said this on my stream last night, people were asking me why I continue to use the 92 Doug Drabeck, with his, low 90s fastball. I said, because nothing is straight. I mean, if you can't square it up, you can't hit it with any sort of exit velocity. I mean, so again, that Wainwright, I feel like it's a nice card, especially considering that he's really not that hard to get.
Yeah. And then what you do, if you beat all those solos, get all these stats, you can cash in, 50 All-Stars?
Yes.
Collect 50 All-Stars, and you will get Chaz Utley, 99 overall All-Star. 71 contact versus righties, 81 power versus righties, 76 contact versus lefties, 95 power versus lefties, 73 vision, 92 discipline, get them check swings in, 86 fielding, 78 arm strength and accuracy, 82 reaction, 70 speed. I guess that's something to be excited about. Seems like a lot of work for a card that I would have my create a player play over. Thoughts?
Taking away creative players, because we all know how I feel about those. I'm not a fan of them in the game anyway.
Love them.
I don't. Okay, so I'm at two schools of thought on this. I think the Kinsler is a better card still. Obviously, the Utley has better power, but I think the Kinsler might be a better overall card. That being said, both Kinslers are, number one, you have to be lucky enough to get a daily, or number two, you have to isn't the other one the team epic for the Rangers? Okay,
yes. Yeah.
So again, so that costs a lot, right?
Yeah, it's not cheap.
This Utley is a reward specifically for people who like to play against the computer. There is a very large, I think it's larger than most people think, sect of people that enjoy playing the computer. They enjoy playing through conquest mode. They enjoy playing random games against the computer, or doing those side of the missions. This entire program goes to those people, and I think that's why these cards are scaled that way too. Like, you're not going to give away a 99, 99, 99, like a Pepe Alazar or something like that. I hate even bringing that name up, but you're not going to give away like a top level Andre Dawson to people who can grind through computer games. You have to scale the cards down to the achievement, and playing against another player, in most cases, for the way this game is a tougher accomplishment. But that doesn't mean you ignore the people that are playing this side either. So the people that are enjoying this side get these rewards. And I think this Chase Utley is a good reward for the people that don't want to pay to get to one Kinsler, or aren't lucky enough to have the daily for the other Kinsler. So I think that Utley is a good card. I think the Vizquel is a good card. I love the thing that I really love is all of these cards, all of these rewards, if you add them up, like, the positionings are different enough that you can create a team with them.
Yeah.
I think that's the coolest part of all of this, is that, so you have, you've got a third baseman in Wade Boggs. You've got a first baseman in Billy Butler. You've got a catcher in McCann. You've got a second baseman in Ricky Weeks, or technically I guess Ricky Weeks can play shortstop too. Pitchers in Ewan Koeman, Raleigh Fingers. You've got Vizquel to play your big time shortstop. You've got the Wainwright to starting pitch, and you've got a Chase Utley. The Fingers is a closer, and a Chase Utley to play second base if you go that far. You could conceivably complete all of these missions, and not only you're getting all these awesome stubs and tickets rewards, so you can go in and get better cards, but now somebody that is grinding against the computer will be able to have a competitive team, whereas they may not have before. People that are just getting, think about this, please remember this, they just slashed the price down to $39.99. So people are just getting, there are people that are just getting the game for the first time. Mm-hmm. Now they have, much like the Journey in Madden, they have a very specific route to get a full team upgraded to the point where you could be, good enough to compete at the very least in ranked seasons.
Yep. Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, again, a lot of people look at the Utley card, and I think the best way to explain the sentiment is they're not impressed. But again, very nice card. And again, for the ability of, just grinding off, again, the Utley, you have to get 50 All-Stars, which is not an easy task, to acquire 50 All-Star cards. That's not, a walk in the park. But still, this allows people to play the game in a different way on their own, prerogative, and still assemble nice rewards. Again, I probably will not go after the Utley, considering I have the 97 Kinsler, and I feel like the 97 Kinsler is probably a better card. But, this 99 Utley is going to be very good for some people.
Okay. Moving along, we've got some new diamonds added to the ticket counter. We have a new diamond 0 level and with a breakout legend Drew Suter, who's a 98 overall. All-Star legend Cliff Floyd, who's a 97 overall. And a hardware legend Dale Murphy, who's a 96 overall center fielder. Are you guys willing to spend 36 to 4,850 tickets on any of these guys?
No.
No. Man.
The hard no. Wow.
I will tell you right now, the one I would consider. The Sutter card looks interesting. That's not my issue. The Floyd card looks pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. We can say it looks pretty good, right? Maybe not for that cost, but I mean, it looks pretty good for what it is. That freaking man, I'll tell you what. Hold on, let me bring it up. That Dale Murphy card with that arm looks phenomenal. I know he's one-sided. I know he hits righties, but I mean, he's got a 97 arm with 88 fielding and 86 accuracy. He's got 73 vision, 96 versus righties. Yes, he cannot hit lefties. He can't. Well, I mean, he could. He's still in the 50s, so I mean, you could still technically do it. But and he got 76 speed and 81 stealing. He can do everything but hit lefties. I'm telling you, I've used that Adam Jones All-Star card out of bias. I have that Gwynn now. Arm strength changes games from the outfield, and I don't think enough people realize that. Is it going to be for somebody that's got the Griffey already or has got the Andre Dawson? Probably not. But if you're looking for a right fielder, and I say right fielder because he's not a center fielder, he's a right fielder in every sense of the word. If you're looking for a right fielder that's going to have a cannon, an absolute cannon on him, that Dale Murphy is just that's the one. So,
Snaggle.
Again, for me, I mean, it's first of all, it's not a consideration because I'm not anywhere near the level I need to be to buy any of these cards. True. Yeah, if you put a gun to my head and said I got to pick one, I would definitely pick the Dale Murphy, 100%. When I look at spending that kind of investment in the ticket store, I look at the intangibles, the things that I can't get elsewhere. And Dale Murphy provides things that you have a very hard time getting elsewhere with the defense and the ability to crush righties. He's a very interesting card, and I definitely think he's one that's worthy of an investment for some people. But again, they're doing some really cool things with the ticket store. So I think at this point, it's, do you want to, conserve those tickets to see what's coming next? It's interesting.
Yeah, I actually think the Cliff Floyd is not a bad card. It's actually very well-rounded. But again, we've been having a discussion a lot recently. 64 fielding, I don't think that's going to cut it at any position anymore at this point in the season. He can rake, no questions asked. And a 73 speed is actually pretty nice for a Cliff Floyd card. But I think his fielding is what's really going to hold you back from...
If you take that fielding away, right? If you take that fielding away and match him up against... Almost any outfielder in the game. Yeah, almost any outfielder in the game. Right? I'm doing it right now. You know who I'm doing it against? You ready for this? This is who I'm going to do it against. He's worth over $350,000. His contact and power versus Mike Trout. You ready for this? 90-90 contact versus righties. 86-97 contact versus lefties for Trout. 88-93 for Trout. 89-92 for Trout. And the vision is actually higher on the Floyd, and the
what's Trout's speed?
Speed is 73-84 for Trout. And arm strength is 75-68 for Trout. Now, obviously, Trout has 90 fielding. Trout's obviously the better card, but yeah, and Trout's a center fielder. People have put worse in left field.
I wonder how he compares to Harper. I mean, he's probably close to Harper.
Let's see here, Harper. I'll give it to you right now. Bryce Harper, almost 286 by 325,000 sell. His Harper is in order. You ready for this? 88, 77, 96, 72 versus Floyd, which is 90, 86, 88, 89. So the Floyd can hit lefties and righties, whereas the Harper is more hits righties and is pretty good against lefties. Floyd has the vision over Harper, 70 to 62. He's got the clutch over him, for those of you that believe in that. He has, fielding-wise, Harper is still a 90, a 71 fielding. But Harper's got a 87 arm strength, and he's for right field. Floyd's a little bit faster. Floyd's steal rating is about 30 points higher. Reaction time, Harper's got him by 12 points. So again, people have done worse things to put somebody in left field. They put people in left field that are secondary position first baseman all the time, or secondary position third baseman, all that kind of stuff as an ability to get a bat out there. I think left field is one of the ignored spots when it comes to fielding in Diamond Dynasty. That Cliff Floyd's pretty good.
Yeah. AZ Axel says the perfect DH. So, if we had DH, I would highly recommend getting Cliff Floyd. But we don't. Okay, who was the other one? Bruce Sutter, 93 hits per 9, 96 K per 9, 81 walks per 9, splitter, fastball, slider. Splitter breaks a ton, slider breaks a lot. Not a bad card. Again, not the overwhelming velocity that you're looking for out of a closer. Only topping out at, it says 92 here, so probably about 94 in the actual game you're going to top out at. Not a bad card. A lot of stubs, a lot of tickets, though. What's it, 48.50 for him? I feel like that's kind of a high price for something that you can't just go out and get. But we're going to talk about in a couple minutes more bullpen stuff. But I like him, but I think the price is too high.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the price is definitely a little steep for what you're going to get.
Yeah, especially not knowing what's coming out later in the year, assuming that there's going to be even more amazing stuff out there. So I think if it was like 3,000 tickets, maybe I'd pull the trigger on it.
What was the tickets on Floyd again?
Floyd is 4,150.
Oh, he was? Okay, so I know the Floyd up there right now is like the Murphy up there right now is 3,600. So I really don't feel like 4,000 is that many tickets. It just, if you play online a lot, like I feel like when I was grinding events, like I'm sitting at 7,400 right now, and I've bought like 4 or 5 gold 50 cards. It just doesn't seem like it's that much.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to agree with that as well. I feel like tickets are more plentiful. Again, I think at this point of the season, people are more so in conserve mode. But yeah, I feel like tickets seem to be relatively easy to come by.
I sort of agree with Primetime in the chat. He says he thinks Floyd is an end game level bench bat. I agree with that because he can hit both sides.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Him and Wade Boggs. All right. Now for XP level gold 50, we got a new Matt Cain, 92 overall, and a new Carlos Gomez diamond. I don't have those cards pulled up.
The Carlos Gomez diamond actually doesn't look too bad. I don't know that I didn't buy it when I had the chance, and I still may not buy it the next one around. Again, it is 68 contact versus righties, 85 contact versus lefties, 71 power versus righties, 88 power versus lefties. Then it kind of goes downhill with like plate visions at 42. But where he comes right back up is fielding 91, arm strength 88, reaction 82, speed 88, stealing 90. So like he has elite level speed or almost elite level speed. He has an elite arm. And he mashes, and he can hit lefties. I won't say mashes because 90-90, if you're going to tell me someone mashes lefties or righties, they need to have 90-90 at this point. Mm-hmm. Which like Ray Lamb has against righties on inside edge, right? So if you want to say mashes from now on, mashes for me has to be at this point in the game 90-90 in contact and power on whatever side you mash from.
Yeah.
So I would say Carlos Gomez hits lefties really well. And the fact that he's in the gold 50 spot for, again, top-level defense. If you're going to have a team that is not bought, if you're not going to have an all-99 team and you want to, keep up with everybody, then you better have good defense. Because if you don't have good defense and you make an error or something, you make a bad play, or you don't get that extra out because you've got Kenny Lofton in center field and he's, the noodle arm, even that 96 Jacoby Ellsbury, you better damn well be able to make it up somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. Yeah, and even if, you mentioned that we don't get to see lefty or righty, I feel like a lot of teams are stacked versus righties. So having a guy like this that can hit lefties pretty well is still going to be hugely important. Even if you're using him off the bench as a defensive replacement late in the game, for how many tickets is he? For 1,700 tickets? I don't feel like that's a bad play.
No.
Especially with the elite level defense and the speed.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, it comes down to lineup decisions, right? I mean, what kind of team you want to put on the field, what kind of versatility you want to have. He's not going to be for everybody. Some people are going to be like, no, that's not how my team is. I need better versus righty stats, blah blah blah. But again, there's other people who are going to use him and they're going to absolutely love him. I think it's for 1,700 roughly tickets. I think it's a very, very good investment.
I don't know why they wanted Carlos Gomez compared to Trout. First left-handed pitching, not bad. But
I think because Trout is the guy. Yeah, I really do think. I think Trout is. If you pick one outfielder in this game, it's going to be either the Dawson with the Nationals collection or the Trout. I even think the 99 Griffey looks up to Trout. Mm. So, I really do think that is.
I feel like if you have the Trout, you're on a different level.
Yeah,
because either you bought him, and so you have a lot of tickets, or a lot of stubs, either by working the auction house or playing a ton, or the best luck in the world, and the luck that was so good that you don't actually need to sell him to buy your whole team. I feel like you're on another level if you have the Trout.
Yeah. I feel like when you play a team that has Trout, they're either very, very lucky or they're out there doing something right. Mm-hmm. Or, they have some money to burn.
Yeah. Matt Cain, 82 hits per 9, 68 Ks per 9, 71 clutch, 70 walks per 9, 4-seam changeup slider, 12-6, and a 2-seam. Everything's kind of bunched up in the speed except for the 78 curveball. So he's got about a 15-mile-per-hour range between his pitchers. Seems all right. I feel like you can do a lot better for not a ton. If you really want a low diamond starting pitcher, there's guys out there. Even like David Price, who's with the IE boost is like a 95.
Or Hershiser, who's in the ticket counter constantly. Mm-hmm. I think is another great pickup for that. I even think like the 87 Arrieta is a better card than this. Mm-hmm. Which is the live series. Obviously, that'll cost you a couple thousand stubs. But problem with this, my big problem with this card is so he doesn't have the velocity or the K over 9. You got to have one or the other. He's obviously getting boosted by that 83 home runs over 9, which doesn't affect anything. I do like that he's a 5-pitch guy. I don't like. I like the 12-6. That's a 78 mile an hour compared. It's about a 15 mile an hour difference to his fastball. But it doesn't do anything particularly well.
And even the break's only 68 on it.
Right. His break is going to be a slider. You're going to need a slider change. You're going to play slider change up all game on him. If you pitch slider first, then yeah, this is probably the card for you with an 83, 85. I don't know that his fastball's got enough giddy up to matter. Especially not at a 92 with what that's going to do to your mod rating.
Call me RGZ says DeGrom is a better option over this card as well.
Yeah, DeGrom. I think DeGrom. RJ knows it. I think DeGrom is a top probably 15 pitcher in this game, even being a gold. So,
yeah, but like Jay Berm says, and that's the thing, right? Is again, given the current missions out there, the All-Star designation on the Matt Cain makes people want to have him. If you're trying to get that Utley, if you're trying to get that Utley, you got to have 50 of them. 50 of them are not easy to come by.
All right, what's next? Jeez, I feel like we've covered a lot already so far.
I mean, there was a ton of content that came out this past week.
New Battle Royale
I know a lot of people. Yeah, new Battle Royale. Oh my God, new Battle Royale rewards. By the way, I did get a chance to play with that Eric Gagne, the Gagne,
the 95,
the 99. I got him in Battle Royale in a draft.
Ah, nice.
Remember how I said that I was worried that his change-ups his Vulcan change splitter were going to be kind of similar? Mm-hmm. They are. They're extremely similar in look when you're playing against it. I will say this, however, he is legitimate with it fastball. I tried from behind the pitcher view, and then I switched over to a batter view while I was pitching from him. That ball gets on you quick. So it's definitely I was mistaken when I said I wasn't sure about that Gagne. I think the Gagne is kind of real deal.
I've heard some people say that they find his deliveries a little janky. Did you notice anything like that when you were using them?
To be fair, I'm using analog, so I'm not exactly looking at him.
Oh, okay.
I was looking more from release point, but
right.
Janky's good if you're trying to.
Yeah. I mean janky like in a good way, like in a deceiving kind of way. So
you could definitely kind of tell his arm goes from like behind him to below him to around the side. Yeah, it does kind of give you a weird look at it. Sorry for people who are gonna all of a sudden freak out. I meant janky in like a good way, kind of like Gagne was in real life. He had amazing stuff, but he also had a very deceiving delivery. Right.
Which made him even that much harder to pick up. It's almost like he puts the ball at you.
I will say this: I think if you are good enough to if you play ranked seasons and you're not good enough to get the World Series, but you're good enough to grind out the championship, I think that Gagne is worth. If you get the division, I think that Gagne is worth the extra few games to try to get up to get up the championship for it. Yeah, absolutely.
FSU in the chat has a question. If we pulled Trout from a standard pack, are you keeping him or selling him?
Good.
That's a tough one. I am going to go with I would sell him. But that is because I'm the kind of monster that would sell him and get 95 Chipper Jones. What up?
Right.
What about you? What about you, Snaggle? Would you sell Mike Trout?
No, I would. At this, if I pulled him right now, I would keep him. Because again, my lineup is quote unquote behind where I feel a lot of other people are at. So I feel like at this point, Mike Trout, obviously he would be a starter on my team. I feel like he's a card I could use. I probably couldn't see me selling him.
I personally, he is. Here's my thought. My thought on the Trout is.
Also, can I have one add to this? I've never hit good with Mike Trout in this game. That
obviously plays into it.
Yeah.
So
that's a thing.
So there's no way he stays as high as he is. I'm sorry, there's no way Trout stays that high. He didn't last year. Eventually, he will come back down. That being said, I have to sell him. You can't tell me he's 350,000 stubs. You could build an entire team on 350,000 stubs by flipping for a day. I mean, you could flip big cards over and over. You could end up picking if you could flip a little bit, you could pick the Dawson up, which I think is right there with Trout. If you could pick up Dawson and other cards, I think you have to. I just think you have to. I mean, you could literally build an entire team around what you would get back on Trout. Like in real life, if they traded Trout, they could build their entire team for the future. It's kind of the same in Diamond Dynasty. I just think I think it's too high. Too many stubs to say no to. One player is not worth that many stubs. I mean, apparently he is because he's selling for that in the market. Matter of fact,
two
the
players,
last sales,
now Trout, now Harper's up there.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Is Harper's up there, so it's going to be tough to. I say that, but it would be tough to do that. But so he's sitting at $399, $390 right now.
Jesus.
His recent sales have been 373,000, 410,000 6 hours ago, 405. Like he's hitting 400s. As late as 3 days ago, they were down to 360. But if I can sell him for 400, he's gone. He's gone. Mm-hmm. Like if I could trade him, that's like the essential. It's like trading him for 5 to 6 top level prospects in real life, guys that are going to help your team for months. Think of the MLB season as the real life MLB season. Think of the show season as say 10 months of that. Your entire your team is going to be helped for so long with so many great players off of one guy you just sell him. And there's no way he stays up above 300,000. Quote me, July 24th, 10:30. There's no chance Mike Trout stays over 300,000 the entire season.
So who would I get? Probably Kershaw. Definitely. What's Homeboy ranked? 97.
By the way, someone said in chat, what is getting the 94 K or Francisco Rodriguez, the 92 Nolan factor in as well? No, because the 92 Nolan, while that Nolan's good, you could get one of the better Nolans by selling him. I will agree. And just to play devil's advocate, K-Spot says I'd keep him. He's the best card in the game. And if you're selling Trout, what else are you trying to get from somebody in K-Spot's?
Kenley Jansen. I would get 4 Kenley Jansens.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. So someone in K-Spot's situation where I know K-Spot's is a very good team already. Mike Trout, he's already built his team. He already has a very good team. So for somebody like K-Spots or somebody with like a 99 overall team, yes, you keep him for that. But if you're struggling with like 90 overalls, 91 diamonds around the infield, outfield, and there are legitimate if you could legitimately upgrade 3 or 4 spots significantly off of Trout, you sell him.
I disagree. I disagree. But that's just my thinking.
Dawson is the Nationals team epic?
Correct.
So I mean, I'd get Kenley Jansen, Bryce Harper, and
that's about it.
What do I got? I still got another $30,000 to spend. I don't know.
Hold on. What? Compare the Dawson. Hold on. I'll compare the Dawson real quick. Hold on a second.
Well, the people on the stream would probably like to see this comparison. So.
Oh yeah, put it up. Because that Dawson, we talk about the Dawson all the time, but I don't think we've actually did a full. Well, a lot of people got him before Harper blew up too. Yeah. Harper blew up quickly. So Dawson. So I'm sure you'll have it up here in a second. Dawson has 82 contact versus righties, where Trout has 90. Dawson has 95 contact versus lefties, where Trout has 97. They're both even at 93 power versus righties. Dawson has a power versus lefties boost of 97 to 92.
That vision.
That vision is crazy. Now, here's the thing, though. Dawson, if you're a top-level player, that vision doesn't always... the vision, once you get over a certain rating, is kind of negligible, although it does fight against the K per 9 rating a little bit. Man, their fielding is pretty much the same, with the exception of Dawson. Dawson has a reaction boost and an arm strength monster boost.
Speed,
dude. I don't
22 on the steal. So if you're doing just L2 in it,
yeah, I can't say that I would. Is that contact versus righties that much of a deal?
Bait. What is?
I don't know, dude. I almost think Dawson's better than Trout. That's a conversation for. Oh yeah, you're right. That's one good point. Trout has a bunch of the quirks, which we did find out does affect online gameplay.
Okay, how about what if I told you this? What if I told you that some days you're going to have a negative 14 contact versus righty and power versus righty from Trout?
Oh, that's a good point.
He's actually never gotten, according to this, since what is this, Inside Edge? Yeah, he's either had no IE boost. I guess one day he had a +7 contact versus righty, power versus righty. But other than that, he's had negative 14 versus righty and versus righties, contacts and power, a -9, a couple -6s versus lefties. I mean, the Andre Dawson does protect you from ever having to worry about that. Or if Trout actually does get a downgrade, which I doubt they'll ever give him, but
yeah, I can't.
It's just a thing. I felt like Mike Trout wasn't playing as good as he's supposed to be this year, but that could just be Twitter talking.
Well, you're 99. How often does a 99 get an? I think that was one of the points they made before the season is that if you're 99, it's going to be incredibly tough to get a positive IE boost.
No, he's 328. This is theoretically his best average if he finishes this way. Okay.
I mean, he's no Jonathan Scope.
He's no Miguel Cabrera. I'll tell you what. See this MVP right here? Or was it this one? No Miguel Cabrera. I mean, he's decent. I mean, finishes 1 or 2 in the MVP every year. I mean, that's decent. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get some negative IE boosts every once in a while, but you never know.
Yeah, he was having spots is right, guys. By the way, just as a heads up, you guys know I like to pimp people when they're have something to pimp. K Spots, if you follow, I think his name is John Kill Me on Twitter, which is crazy, but JOHN. But make sure you give him a follow. Like, the dude knows what he's talking about in terms of like cards to invest in at times, stuff like that. Like, he was one of the ones. He and I talked about the Severino card before it came out. Obviously, I got a lot of information from Paul Sporer, but Spots is on top of it. Like, he comes to my stream. If he says something, a lot of the time, I'm right there with him. Like, I will trust his opinion over most anybody else that comes to my stream. So make sure you give him a follow on Twitter and a follow on here, whatever you want to do. Guy knows his stuff when it comes to this game.
Yes, the real question, I agree with you 100%. Definitely go to that. So the question is, would you rather have Trout or, what was it? Harper, Dawson, and Kenley Jansen, and some more money if you really wanted to. I feel like I couldn't turn down getting all those extra players.
Well, and also when you get that many stubs, flipping cards becomes so much easier. Mm-hmm. Like, because when you're flipping at that level, when you're buying like 100,000 stub card, you're not flipping for 100, 200 stubs. You're not flipping, 99 Severinos for a 500 to 600. Sorry, I was spelling Twitter wrong in the chat. When you are flipping, instead of, like, I flipped the Severinos, 99 Severinos for a boost of about 500 to 600 stubs per, right? But if I did that with a 100,000 stub card, I'd be flipping for like 20,000 a pop.
Do it.
So, you know what I mean?
Here's what you should do. Drop $400 in the game and then just go flip all day. Deal? Deal. All right. A bunch of new Battle Royale rewards. I don't know if we want to talk about any of these guys specifically, though I know everybody does love this D. Gordon. 93 contact versus righties, 97 contact versus lefties. No power. 81 vision. 97 bunt, 97 drag bunt, guys. 87 fielding, 98 speed, 89 steal, 99 base running aggressiveness. Seems like a beast card. Thoughts? Again, no power.
But yeah, I mean, no power is obviously it's D. Gordon.
Yeah,
he hit that home run once.
Base is a double. Base is a double, maybe a triple.
Yeah, again, nice. He's a nice card.
And the price can come down. Obviously, this is from like a couple days. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like, again, second base is a place that has been identified as a major weakness for a lot of people this year. So again, he fits in there with the in the second base pool. It's a nice card again if you're looking for a contact, speed kind of guy. I mean, he's not anybody I'm going to pick up anytime soon. So, but again, some people are going to pick him up and they're going to love him. The arm strength. I mean, it's only second base, but still, you get those. You get those close plays up the middle. You're going to be giving up some base hits. That's a major red flag for me.
Yeah, I do remember having some problems with him last year at second base using the buttons with accuracy, where his thing would kind of fly, and if you were on the run. So,
well, and I mean the thing is too, and I hate mentioning this, but if you get a janky fielding animation and you don't have that arm strength to make up for it, you're going to be upset that you have that D Gordon in your lineup. Again, janky animations, while it's sad to say that they are part of online play. They do happen. Anybody who was on my stream last night saw me get victimized several times by janky animations. So, again, you're taking a risk. The defense is a risk for sure.
The only other card that I really liked was this Garrett Cole. Seems all right. 90 stamina, 72 hits per 9, 77 Ks per 9, 79 walks per 9. Got that velo with 99. I don't have his pitch mix. Selling for like 145 right now. If you want to make a move on him. Seems like a pretty good card. I like Garrett Cole in this game. He was one of my favorite pitchers to use last year.
Ditto.
So, I think he's worth it. Also, if you're looking at the screen, you may notice server maintenance scheduled for Tuesday, July 25th at 3 a.m. Pacific. So, watch out for that.
Get your games in. I like Garrett Cole as well. He was one of the first gold cards I had this year, and really enjoyed pitching with him. So yeah, I like this card as well.
New bases loaded packs got refreshed, as you heard. Snaggle pulled Gary Carter, who absolutely moisturizes left-handed pitching. The other cards: Andre Dawson, 73 contact versus righties, 97 power versus righties, 82 contact versus lefties, 88 power versus lefties, 74 vision, 65 speed, 86 fielding, 94 arm strength, 84 arm accuracy. Seems like a pretty dope card for mid 30K. 95 diamond seems a little high for it, but
yeah, I mean, like, it just, I hate when they do like their best Dawson and then come out with a lower Dawson. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just it feels. I love the card. I love this face on this card. Like, I think that's really cool. I love that it's a Cubs version, but it's just
Yeah. Anytime you get an 87 tops card, it's always nice.
Yeah.
Everybody loves 87. Everybody loves 87 tops, right? I mean, we're all right there in our never-ending love of 87 tops cards.
Yeah, it's like Primetime just said. Would you use this Dawson over like the ticket counter Dale Murphy? I mean, maybe,
or in conjunction with.
Yeah. I guess that just what's more valuable to you, 35,000 stubs or the whatever it was, 3,500, 4,100 ticket.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just
personal preference.
Yeah, it depends what's more valuable to you, really.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on all the new content this week? Oh my God, we didn't even talk about the roster update. We might just punt on the roster update. Bryce Harper went up. Some other stuff happened. Let me go look real quick. Jeez,
so much,
big week,
so much content.
Big week, huge week. David Robertson changed teams. Joey Votto got a boost. Let's go look at these real quick. Josh Donaldson went from 94 to 92, so there'll be more Josh Donaldsons because now he'll be a quote-unquote low-tier diamond. So he'll be more plentiful in packs. Daniel Murphy goes from 90 to 91. Justin Turner goes diamond from an 88 to a 92. Anthony Rendon's knocking on the door. Yoenis Cespedes loses his diamond. Luis Severino goes gold, as Mills mentioned before. So if you were stacking him up, you made some stubbage. Let's go take a look at the Bryce Harper real quick. +3 to contact versus righties, +2 to vision. I'm sorry, is that right? Yeah. +4 to contact versus righties, +3 to power versus righties, +2 to vision. And that's it. So I guess it's enough to get you a 2 overall upgrade.
I do agree with FSU. Or just going back to the Dawson real quick. I mean, obviously using a lower end card, a lower end version of a card, that you may not have a chance to get the higher end version. If you're a big Dawson fan or an Expos fan, I do get that. I absolutely get that part of it. I just meant like gameplay wise, FSU. What would be the point of using it? That's all.
The Joey Votto on his +2 kind of flips the script. He was better against lefties than righties contact wise last time. Now he's better against righties contact wise. He goes from 87 to a 90 contact versus righties, but takes a 9-point hit in his contact versus lefties from a 92 to an 83. Power versus righties jumps up 8 points to 90. Power versus lefties goes up 3 points to 72. So he lost some of the contact versus lefties, but gained a little bit in the power. But yeah, the big thing was +3 contact versus righties and +8 power versus righties. So now he's pretty nasty. Plus he's getting IE boosts, which are making him 99-99 versus righties.
Solid.
Decent card. 81 fielding, nasty. So I remember when he was like 25 grand and I was thinking about it. Now he's 75. Not thinking about it much anymore.
No.
Yeah. I guess Cespedes dropped out of Diamond. Sergio Romo went down. Robertson moved over from the White Sox to, where is he? Back in the Yankees now?
Yankees, yeah.
A couple of relievers moved from, where was Doolittle? Moved from the A's to the Nats? Is that where he is? Something like that. Yeah. So, lots of guys on the move. Lots of cards taking little baby ups and downs. If you listen to This Week in MLB The Show, they've been talking, they think more pitchers are going to be on the move in the second half, and not so much on the hitters. I have invested in a couple hitters that I think are going to be making moves. I really feel like Aaron Judge is going to end up going diamond because he's just playing too crazy to not go diamond. George Springer as well. And there's a third guy whose name I can't think of off the top.
Blackman.
No, Marcell Ozuna. Also Blackman should probably get a boost. He's still not diamond? What's he, like 88, 89 still?
88.
And if you guys had like invested in players and they didn't go gold or diamond this past, and you know that they're going to, like they're still having that good year, don't bail. Don't bail. Do not bail. Like
Brad Brock.
I'm bailing when he's like 600 subs.
Maybe Brad Brock, but I'm saying
Brad Brock, the thing is, Brad Brock has been getting those Wednesdays, those Wednesday Thursdays where he's going for like 650 or high 500s. So I've been.
All I'm saying is if they're getting the stats, if you're getting the stats and the stats match up with what they should be with like the per nines and stuff, like just like, man, just don't give up, because then I pick up like 50 of another card yesterday, and because everyone's selling them for under 150, and I know he's going to go gold or diamond at some point. So,
man, I feel like we're not even going to have time for viewer questions, because you know who I want to talk about? A guy who's having an amazing season, and he's got a huge problem. We're going to call it the Kimbrel Conundrum. Got the notebook out because I had to take some notes on this. Craig Kimbrel, 92 diamond, 99 hits per 9, 99 Ks per 9. Kind of a monster. Let me give you some numbers. Are you ready for this? First off, here's my question. I can't throw a strike with him. Can either of you guys?
I mean,
Kimbrel? I haven't used Kimbrel. Yeah, sorry.
I had him. I had the live series before he went diamond, and I struggled mightily with him.
Now, I've also faced him a lot recently online. It seems those people also can't pitch with him. His two-seamer, he just doesn't have the control. It seems for most people. Last night I was playing a game where I had two batters where I literally just put the control down. I think I went to 3-1 counts on both of them, and then they both ended up walking.
Nice.
So
Solid patience.
So I feel like he's not super great controllable for anybody. Problem is, as I said, 99 hits per 9, 99 Ks per 9. Let me give you a little info. Currently, he's rocking a 132 ERA, which is his personal best since 2013. Which means that's his best within this whole what's getting taken into consideration for these ratings. In 41 innings pitched, guess how many walks he has? Snaggle J.
3.
Millennium.
How many innings?
41.
And how many walks he has in 41 innings?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to go with 26.
Oh, you're both wrong. But Based on Price is Right rules, Snaggle J wins with his 3 guess. The answer is 6 walks in 41 innings, giving him a 1.3 walks per 9, which is his career best. So that 61 walks per 9 should probably get a little boost. He has 16 Ks per 9, which is his career best since 2012. And he's got a career best 3.7 hits per 9. But that doesn't really matter because he's already got a 99 hits per 9, so that's not going anywhere. So the real place for this card to move is hits per 9 and home runs per 9. I think his home runs per 9 is actually on pace with his career, so I don't think that's going to change. But maybe if walks per 9 go up, because are we sure that walks per 9 governs the meter coming back or something? That's what we've been saying.
It's something to do with the meter mechanics. I don't know exactly what it is. I do know there is something to do with the meter mechanics.
Yeah. So maybe if he didn't have a 61 and he was higher there, he'd be better to use. But I feel like even let me see, that was 99 is a Brave. Go look at that real quick. Thank you guys for following. Got a lot of followers tonight. Thank you guys all for doing so. Sorry I haven't been able to shout you out individually, but I do appreciate you coming down. On his 99 from 2012, he had 81 walks per 9, and this year is a career best. So in theory, I mean, obviously they're going to have to do in the weighting. I think he should definitely have a higher walks per 9. Also, his home runs per 9 are a little bit higher than. I feel like I don't know how you really equate ERA into this. Maybe that into the clutch, which is clutch is higher on the 2012 version. I feel like I might pick up this 2012 version just to see if he's good. I don't know what's throwing me off, if it is the low walks per 9 or something. Do you guys have any good right-handed relievers that you're using now that you feel really confident in? Millennium. Because I heard Snaggle J breathe, so I'm going to go Millennium first.
Sorry, I was dealing with a dog. What were you saying?
Who is your go-to right-handed reliever?
My go-to right-hander is normally, it's going to sound crazy, it's normally Danny Farquhar, the flashback Danny Farquhar. And I know that sounds insane. Like, I've gone off of Roberto Ozuna. Farquhar has just been so good for me. Just his pitch movement, the different pitches he has. Like, I'm enamored with how good he is. Low key, how good he is.
For me, the first righty out of the bullpen in a critical situation right now is live series Will Harris. Pitching very well with him right now.
Relief pitcher, right?
Yeah. I think Harris is a closer.
No, he's relief. Him and Devineski, both relief.
Yeah, and I've actually been having some success with the all-star Jim Johnson as well.
I just got that card. I've been thinking about checking him out. He is a closer.
Yeah, he has something a little different. You know, again, the big loopy curveballs is something a little different out of the bullpen.
A little wonky motion.
Yeah. Nice sinker.
He's like an 86, right?
85, I believe.
Sinker 4-seam change curve. Mix. Yeah, I'm looking for someone to replace this this live series Kimbrel. From the chat, we've had recommendations of Wade Davis, Greg Holland, Rodney, Broxton, Iglesias, Clippard, Roberto Osuna. That Roberto Osuna, nasty. I did hear that at high level, people are starting to hit him more because of that event. A lot of people had him in their bullpen. So he's been one of those guys that's getting picked up, a la old rookie Sale. K-Spot says Johnson's delivery is very deceptive. Cardinals Red says Devineski. I'm looking at this Joe Nathan on the Twins. I don't know if that's a good card, but kind of want to check him out. Where is he? 95 hits per 9, 98 Ks per 9, 65 walks per 9, so I might have the same problem that I had with Kimbrel. 4-seam slider, 12-6, change and cut. I feel like that gives you a lot of options, stuff moving in all different amounts in different ways. 90 clutch, 79 home runs per 9, which we don't care about. Though has the pressure cooker quirk so he performs better with runners on base. Excels at limiting base hits. I mean, we should talk about quirks at some point, I guess, get really into deep depth into it. Excels at striking out guys and an extremely effective breaking ball. So I think I might check out this note, Joe Nathan. Assuming some of my investments pay off, I'll swoop him up and play with him a little bit. What else? Anything else? I think we covered a lot. I don't really think we have enough time to get into all of the questions we had in the Discord. I might go in the Discord and start answering some of that stuff. Or maybe tomorrow night I'll hop on for a little bit of a stream and do a little follow-up. If either of you guys want to join me. If you guys are busy, I completely understand. Maybe go through some of that stuff. Yeah, you guys snaggle anything else on all this new content that it took us literally an hour and a half to talk about?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny because I'm remembering when we talked in the preseason and we voiced our very high level of expectation and concern about the content and what they were going to do this year and things like that. I feel like the content has been very plentiful. I mean, the fact that we sit here and spend 80 minutes talking about new content in the game is absolutely fantastic. And I hope it stays like this. I hope we continue to talk about content like this well into the fall.
Yeah, this was really a lot. I don't know if we'll see something this big again until maybe the postseason starts. Maybe they'll have something again of these proportions. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was a really big showing and at a good time for them to do something big. Madden's right around the corner, so trying to get as much out of MLB before Madden gets here, because I feel like that's the time when a lot of people are going to start moving off. So yeah, I think they've been doing good. Millennium, thoughts?
Content's been unbelievable. I think the gameplay is better than most say, but it's going to be a work in progress, especially to get it to an esport level. I think that's going to be. But I do think that's a goal. I think that's a goal in the future to get it to an esport level. So it is what it is. I still think it's one of the best sports games going. I really do. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Like you said, with Madden coming out, they have to find ways past October to stay relevant.
Didn't they have a big content drop right around the time Madden came out last year?
It was right around Madden, and then the next one after that was like World Series stuff. Yeah. Remember we were in like January and February saying, "Wow, we're still getting content." We couldn't believe it. So I think I think you're right. I think the next one is going to be playoff push kind of stuff, and I think the big one is going to be like World Series and stuff. But last year, people were playing into January. Mm-hmm. Like a large portion of people were playing into January. I need to see that if that's going to stay.
Mm-hmm. I actually felt like in January there was I don't know what the numbers really were, but I noticed at my time there was a lot of people that were leaving Madden in like December, January, coming over playing the show, kind of getting prepared for this year, which I thought that was kind of weird, but I'm happy to have all those guys over playing the show now. More of a major thing.
I think we all played it so much in the wintertime. And like for me, I have very, very high expectations for Madden this year. I have very high expectations for NHL as well. I know there's not a lot of, like low key right now. I would not be shocked if NHL 18 was Sports Game of the Year. I feel like NHL could be a back to the 12-13 eras of NHL when it was Sports Game of the Year every year. And that, for me personally, would be very detrimental to how much I play this MLB The Show after, October. So again, it's a competitive landscape. If they want to be a 12-month game, they have to put out a 12-month show. It's been a very tumultuous what are we, almost 4 months in now? It's been a rocky ride, I think, at best, the majority of the time. can they get their feet back underneath them and get back to what this game is about, which is, good, content and fantastic gameplay? I mean, time will tell, but, things are going to get very, very tough in a hurry. I mean, even you look at even the golf club, for example. Golf Club 2 has taken away time from MLB The Show. And while it's just a very minor title, it's a very, very good game. There is a lot of competition in sports gaming, and what happens in the next few months is, I think, going to dictate a lot for the future of this franchise.
Not to mention a whole lot of Fire Pro Wrestling going on.
Yep.
And most importantly, a whole lot of PUBG. Yeah, I think it's going to be
Fire Pro, my jam.
This is going to be a big year for sports gaming, I think. I mean, I feel like we've been saying it the last few years. But I think this is going to be, I think we said it like starting in 2014, like this might be the best year in sports video games, aside from all the online issues and now some of the gameplay issues. The show's been up there as they've been forever. I think I saw something like they were, like last month, I think they were still like the 7th highest selling game on PS4, which pretty crazy. I think it might have even beat out Madden last month or something like that, or it was right behind Madden last month, which is ridiculous because Madden sells so many copies.
Yeah,
I still think Grand Theft Auto 5 was like the 3rd best selling PS4 game this month, but who doesn't have it aside from me? But I need to pick it up still. But sleeping on it, too much video games to play. But yeah, you guys got anything else? Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at @ThatSportsGamer, @SnaggleJ, @MillsGamingTV. It's also all of our Twitches and all but Millennium's YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yep. No, although I did rebrand the YouTube, the personal YouTube. There's nothing there yet. So,
all right, when we get a link, we'll share that out. Anything else, guys? I think that pretty much covers it. I definitely want to do some of this. We got a lot of feedback from viewers. I want to go through. Maybe I'll do a stream of that tomorrow. Anything else good coming up that you guys can think of? You guys are working on stuff. I know Snaggle's got his community roster season 2 franchise thing coming up.
Yeah, always working on something.
Millennium, anything good coming up for you?
Nope, nothing big. Just streaming like normal.
How's that house
playing
party?
ranks.
How's that house party game? Really good.
House party was funny. Essentially, it was bought for me, and I was like, "Why?" And then I figured out why.
Yeah, seems very interesting. I saw the giant bomb playthrough of it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, you have to like. It's not. First of all, it's completely M-rated. By the way, you have to like. I don't know, like sex women in like a house party, and it's. I don't know. It's weird.
That got us to follow. You said sex women in a house party, and we got to follow. So you're doing something right there. All right, yeah, definitely follow our channels.
I feel like it's just one real quick thing. I feel like it's amazing we made it through this episode without Millennium pimping Fortnite to some degree.
I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely didn't start playing it right when the servers came back up because they were down for a couple hours.
I do need to check that out too. That seems like a cool game.
Fortnite's very good, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. I just upgraded the limited edition. It is so much fun.
There you go. You heard it here first, kids.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like what you see here, you can follow the channel. Follow all of our channels. I think now we're all affiliates, or Millennium's a real partner. You can subscribe to all our channels if you want.
Real partner counts. I mean, come on.
Sure. We all got the sub button. You can hit sub buttons on all of us if you really want. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. We love doing the show for you guys. We'll be back again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. But now it's time for you to get out of the bullpen and get into the game. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you again next week. Take it easy, folks.